Okay. Before we start, let me introduce dulu sedikit lah about myself. Okay, I am Nomi Hafizaki Haji Pawi. I am the security awareness trainer in Brusset Jua, and I'm part of the incident response team also. So Alhamdulillah, this year I'll be with Brusset for around 10 years sudah. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay. Okay. I will be the presenter for today, and I have my our facilitator today, which is Farid, Katie, Ida, and Izwana. Okay. So any question, just drop saja rakan ni punya chat box. So our facilitator can help to can help to answer your question. Okay. Let's talk about CSB dulu. So before we start Jua, let me minta izin to speak both language, English ataupun Malay. So I will mix both English and Malay for this webinar. Okay. A brief of introduction of CSB. CSB stands for Cyber Security Brunei. Okay. His Majesty consented to the establishment of Cyber Security Brunei as the National Cyber Security Agency for Brunei Darussalam, which began operation on 1st August 2020. Okay, CSB ni ia offer 3 core services, which is BRUCERT, nama panjangnya Brunei Computer Emergency Response Team. Apa BRUCERT buat? Normally BRUCERT are the first responder. So apa saja insiden we are the first responder to investigate di mana vulnerability-nya. Okay, apart from itu juga, BRUCERT ini can be reached 24/7. Artinya you can call us. Kami ada hotline. Kami ada hotline 245801, 2458-001. Atau kami ada email juga, kami ada WhatsApp juga. So you can reach us any of them lah. Macam you can email or you can call us, you can WhatsApp us anytime. Subuh, malam apa should be okay. We have our team to entertain you guys based on the cyber incident saja normally ya. Okay, next core services that CSB offer is NDFL, National Digital Forensic Lab. NDFL normally work closely with the law enforcement. Okay, the third core services is Cyber Watch Center. Okay, Cyber Watch Center ni sama juga, ia operates 24/7. Ada so normally yang Cyber Watch Center ni ia work bershift dah. Kami ada shift juga, shift team kami juga. Okay. So for more information, you can visit to www.csb.gov.bn. For more info, you can go to our website www.csb.gov.bn. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about the value of personal information ini. What is personally identifiable information ataupun PII? Okay. PII ini is information that when used alone or with other relevant data can identify an individual. Okay. Apart from itu saja, any data that can be used to identify yourself ataupun someone. Okay. So apa example PII ni? Apa example personally identifiable information ni? So ia boleh consider as credit card, boleh consider as PII. Address, your home address pun consider as PII. Your IC numbers, your phone numbers, apa lagi? Your driving license, still it's consider your PII. Bukan saja your driving license, your credit card address, home address, IC number, phone numbers, tapi your bank account, we consider it as personal identifiable information juga. And your email address. Banyak lagi lah. So, Ingat saja, any data that can be used to identify you or someone considered as personally identifiable information, PII. Okay. So next, risk of exposure when using for personally identifiable information. Apa risk of exposure-nya? Banyaknya. So example-nya doxing ataupun we consider as cyberbully. Apa doxing ni? Doxing is a form of cyberbullying that users sensitive or secret information statement or records for harassment, exposure or other exploitation of targeted individual. So ia consider as cyberbullying juga. Tapi as a form of cyberbullying lah, doxing ah. Masa ni ada banyak-banyak term. So kat ni termnya doxing. Okay. Satu, boleh jadi cyberbully. Okay. Yang kedua, boleh jadi financial loss. Okay. Because of you sharing your information itu, bank account apa tu, to someone that you trust, tapi sebenarnya example-nya boleh kena hack. Example-nya macam mobile devices kena hack ke apa ataupun laptop devices kena hack. So di sana dia boleh kena ambil financial loss-nya juga, information-nya. Okay. So next one, risk-nya is identity theft. Identity theft ni selalu bukan saja your apa tu, I noticed that identity theft ni selalunya akan ambil ke social media pulang. Okay. So ia menyamar menjadi you, tapi sebenarnya bukan kamu. Okay. So ini yang Tani takutkan. Macam example, I've been notice one of our friend in Instagram, dia cakap hi, hey, ni lain ni. So ia membagi tahunya, katanya I want to apakah ia ambassador ke macam itulah sekali. Lepas satu katanya after ia mau ambassador, dia kan trying to macam meminjam Tani punya account itu untuknya membuat apakah. So I'm not so sure, tapi I noticed that is very very the tactic nowadays lah. So be careful saja. So and alhamdulillah, one of my friend ni pun tahunya I already share bagi tahu, inform of my family nya, my friends nya, even my teamwork apa my kawan kerja juga nya, aku informnya my Instagram kena hacknya. So most probably kalau ada yang text bukan aku punya. So good lah yang ia buat itu, which is bagus dia inform to everyone lah so that people will aware. Okay. So this is the local case study of doxing. This happen normally kalau di Brunei paling laju ni. Forward saja laju. Nda payah tanya sampai tu. Nda payah belum lagi sampai ke pengumuman apa, belum lagi sampai ke announcement apa yang yang government pengumuman yang sahih lah. Ada sudah kena forward which we never know yang is it true? Is it benar ke ni? Banyak juga macam tu kan. So this happened. So example of doxing at the start of COVID-19 outbreak in Brunei. I think last 2 years sekali sudah ni. Tapi I believe you guys pun ada receive this kind of information which is Tani put in the show yang this one is, is it sahih? Is it real? Is it, walaupun real, kenapa di forward? This is considered as you sharing the information, personal information to everyone that you know. You know and you don't know. Kadang-kadang you forward, tapi dalam contact list macam example WhatsApp. Kadang-kadang group chat itu Tani dah tahu, dalam chat itu kebanyakan ada group chat itu. Kadang-kadang Tani forward saja, tapi Tani dah tahu dalam itu, is it your friend? All of your friend ataupun siapa? You never know that, right? So be careful before you forward something yang you rasa belum tentu kesahihannya. Stop, jangan tadi forward. Apatah lagi yang membabitkan nama you. In this one, you can see the phone numbers. So kesian bah, what if your mobile phone, your image your information itu kena forward without you knowing. What do you feel? So this happen. So lepas ni, if ada yang macam mana ni, stop, jangan di forward. Kalau boleh batas cuma tu saja, or you consider you can delete it also, okay? Okay, related juga, after doxing tadi, this one, yeah. Think before sharing your art without photo. Yes, sebenarnya niat orang itu dia membagi tahu dia punya result itu negatif. Okay. Tapi yata sometimes with tampak without dia knowing, dia mempost IC. Okay? IC-nya di social media. We've seen this a lot, bukan saja di Brunei. I think some other country pun happen di anya banyak yang mempost macam mana inilah kan ya. Okay, apa yang bahayanya? Kadang-kadang ia indah mensensor namanya tu. Nama, even dia bila ia lahir, date of birth consider PII. Okay, ingat tak? Date of birth consider PII. So ia gambar, so banyak. Sebenarnya dalam IC itu banyak mengandungi maklumat sulit yang indah perlu di-share. So kalau kan men-share pun your art result itu is to your, yes, kadang-kadang to the company mesti ada valid kan, tapi it's your company which is trusted. Ini to the social media. Social media, if you you know, kadang-kadang orang mencekkan, kadang-kadang dia boleh men-screenshot lah in 1 minute. Oh, macam you notice after 30 second you post, and then this is consider confidential data. Okay, aku delete lah. You never know, 30 second lah tu, walaupun usulnya dah lama, tapi orang boleh men-screenshot, boleh men-save your post ni, and dia boleh make use of it. This very, that we selalu nampak ni yang mempost art resultnya with something yang confidential. Okay, cerita pasal IC, last week, kami ada membaca artikel lah mengenai IC kerana salah pakai because of data leakage because of katanya kenapa diorang dapat IC orang ni, because of katanya they normally share dia IC itu selfie-nya di sana, chip atunya we can take it as untuk menghack. So this one is what based on reading that that I read last week. So dari sananya because of selfie dengan kad IC itu, ia boleh kena compromise juga. Because of the chip itu katanya. Hackers ni membagi tahu katanya ada mereveal nya. So be careful lah So kalau ada yang macam mana ni, lepas ni, tapi kalau tu your organization should be fine, should be okay. Jangan saja ke social media which social media ni kadang-kadang one of the contact itu not of your friend. It could be a strangers juga. Tapi kalau tu organization which are very macam ada form which they really need your IC, for us okay, should be okay. Okay? So, how can personally identifiable information ni stolen? How can PII be stolen? Macam mana boleh ia kena curi tu? Okay. Normally, I believe ada yang ada social media di sini. Ada yang ada social media, ada yang ada social media. I believe everyone di sini ni ada social media. Okay. So, you share your personal detail on social media. Okay. So, normally, apa yang you share, kadang-kadang, okay. Kadang-kadang bukan saja in your social media, bukan mempost-post apa, tapi information yang that you fill in the form before you joining the social media, kadang-kadang kena minta what is your email address, what is your phone numbers, what is your kena minta. So kadang-kadang kena view tu di sana, this is my phone numbers, this is correct. So after this, if you have time, Google to yourself, check your social media juga. Kalau rasanya banyak information PII that you share to the internet, to the social media, to the world, kurang-kurang itu ya. Okay? So, social media, lepas ni Google yourself. Okay, check your social media kah? Banyak ke indah, ada ke indah, location pernah share ke indah. So, check semua. Bukan saja PII tapi location, your home address apa. Okay, bahaya juga. So, next one is your contact. Someone you know could have shared your detail or their devices were compromised and their contact list was exposed. This could be one of the reason juga. Kadang-kadang Because of itu, because of someone punya tu kena hack, kena compromise, kena take over, boleh jadi juga. So this happen. Bukan saja last 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, last 2 years and last year juga, we received a lot of complaint ataupun incident meng-call to Brussels that diorang punya WhatsApp kena take over. So di sana ada yang menyamar menjadi kawan bis kita. They need kadang-kadang sampai ya remove, ya become admin. So di sana kadang-kadang you never know WhatsApp, dalam WhatsApp itu banyak information that you share sebenarnya, even your password kah, even your home address, your bank account, kadang-kadang sudah membukse siapa, then you notice that this happen to share. So be careful. So apart from that juga, contest from social media, from your contact and your contest. So you entered your detail on a contest form but have no idea how your data will be used or who it will be shared with. Kadang-kadang siok kan macam lucky draw, menang kereta, menang rumah. So isi form tapi we never know contest yang kami buat itu macam mana dia menghapuskan data tu. So be careful saja. So I think some of anda sudah when they do the contest for the lucky draw, kadang-kadang dia minta name sama anda saja email. Tapi kadang-kadang before I think last 5 years sekali semua dia minta IC detail, even phone numbers, home address, which is very semua information itu ada sudah. So which is very scary sebenarnya, bahayalah ha. Lagi banyak you share, lagi banyak information boleh kena ambil. Okay? Phishing juga. Phishing, everyone know phishing, right? Phishing ini, ya normally melalui email. Okay? You unknowingly shared your information on a phishing site after you click a suspicious link. Okay, normally kalau phishing ini selalu melalui email lah. So rasanya macam kadang-kadang tadi terklik link tu, kadang-kadang so masuk ya macam banknya minta tukar passwordnya. Okay, aku klik the link. When you click the link, sebenarnya it's not a bank punya website lah, tapi masuk ke hacker punya website, which is very dangerous lah. When you fill in all the information, your username, password, hacker site can view all the yang you key in itu yang bahayanya. Okay. Next one is data breach. Data breach, we understandnya your information was leaked during an attack on a website database. So before pun, I believe ada some yang famous lah, ada kena hack juga. I cannot say that. Ada some organization pernah kena websitenya kena compromise. So di sana example saja. Di sana websitenya, di sana mostlynya banyak information that information that karena kalau when we trust this website macam tani selalunya running berapa kilometer so tani masukkan di sana nampak kan, so all your information all ya tu nampak, you di mana nampak, so this is your customer detail, which is bahaya. So lepas ni tapi kalau data breach ni is from the website lah, tapi normally the website owner normally will be responsible lah to take macam to update ataupun to secure your information, yeah. So random, kadang-kadang ya boleh je random, no, masa ni with advanced technology that we have, they might target a randomly generated number or try a sequence of numbers. Selalunya di phone numbersnya, kadang-kadang macam ni cukup pernah ni register ni, tapi kenapa boleh aku dapat ni? Kadang-kadang ia boleh try saja. Example robotnya, robot, try saja this number. If send to all numbers, if cuba nasibnya, barangkali this numbernya nada aktif, tapi barangkali this number aktif, cuba klik, then dapat sudah victimnya. So this happen. Masukkan apa-apa, menang, selalunya pasal menang-menang ni normally banyak yang terkena. Now, karena kalau if I have time, I will share another story lagi that reported to Brussels lah, so that boleh menjadi pengajaran untuk tani juga. Okay. So, What happen kalau ia kena stolen? What happen kalau personally identifiable information PII ni kena stolen? Okay, normally we notice that once the hacker ni mendapat information PII that apa tu yang orang dapat lah, bukan normally bukan satu dua ni, tapi they will gain or example for the website yang kena compromise tadi. Okay, they will gain 100,000 ataupun banyak few 100,000 information leak and they want to sold it to dark web. Di dark web tu tah kena jual tu information tu. Nampak tu. Kadang-kadang oh nya this one is satunya we want to sell this one. Tapi normally nampak di dark web. So apart from itu juga what happened to your stolen data, ia boleh jual atau ia boleh spam your email. Okay? Di sana tah ia makai your email untuk men-spam orang lain. You know teknologi masa ni, pakai your email. Oh, nya this email ni. Okay, why not I'm using this email to spam ada analogy anyone that atau itu bahayanya. And kadang-kadang yang men-spam your email juga banyak. Okay? So apart from itu juga, ia boleh make online purchases using your financial detail itulah. Macam, you know kadang-kadang since macam kalau tanya telefon kan, kalau ke bank apa, dia tanya semua personal information, dia punya your name, your home address, your semua kena tanya. So di sana kadang-kadang dia boleh menukar password juga. So kadang-kadang because of your credit card itu, you post to your social media. Example, oh I'm having my, I just received my new credit card, Platinum, so happy. Tapi at the same time, tani in the mindset tani kan membagi tahu saja we have our own credit card lah ha. Tapi kalau ada strangers ataupun hackers yang macam oh yang I got the punya numbers and nama di sana kan you post kan, you know the 3 digit yang di belakang itu CVC itu ia 3 numbers saja bah. So we can easily guess, you know, with the technology that masa ni ada, lagi senang mengguess. Pasal dapatnya sudah ada, di belakangnya sudah ada. Yes, kadang-kadang some website masa ni dululah masa dulu indah maksudku indah payah pakai one time password, nada payah pakai token, tapi alhamdulillah bank masa ni aware of this kind of activity. So they provide two-factor authentication, ada SMS, ada one-time password, ada token juga. So alhamdulillah, at least the rate itu indah kena maksudnya macam instead of 10 orang dulu yang terkena, now seorang macam tu. Okay, so tapi masih ada juga penggunaan itu sometimes kadang-kadang indah payah one-time password harus automatic. This happen juga. Depends on the website owner tu macam mana yang membuat lah sebenarnya. Okay. Lepas itu, you boleh sign up for services using your identity. As I mentioned tadi, ini services. Ini tadi, dia memakai identity ke Instagram, sebenarnya, tadi dia tahu apa lagi motifnya, which masa tu, oh this one is, masa tu I'm notice, oh this one is, suspicious sudah. So macam kenapa ya hehe, sebenarnya selama ni dia pernah ya hehe hai apa kan. So suspicious, so and then kena baru je kena bagi tahunya oh yang kena hacknya, okay. Harus report and block. Jangan di lain lagi. Itu this one very bahayanya using your identity ni, your IC lah, example-nya your IC yang that you post tadi di social media, kena pakai untuk sign up for services. Services apa? We never know services yang boleh siapa tu boleh menyebabkan kamu macam kena ambil action. We never know that. So you have to be careful on this juga. Okay. So protecting your PII, protecting your personally identifiable information. Macam mana kan protect? Okay. Look at your device, lock your device. Okay. So I believe pun everyone masa ni masih makai mobile phone, tapi I believe semua masa ni everyone mesti ada password dalam mobile-nya, right? Even my mother pun I think yes masih makai je. Kami bagi password. Okay, kenapa mesti ada password ni? So kadang-kadang I believe mobile lah ni is now is your best friend. Apart from Google dulu, Google is my best friend. Now apart from Google, mobile devices ani, mobile phone ko ni pun, I consider this one is my best friend. So all my information banyak dalam ni. Okay, so that's why you have to lock your devices pasal takut berlakunya, example takut berlakunya kecurian. This happen. Okay, so kalau ada berlock device, so banyak your information di sana, your IC, your art result. Okay, aku dah pernah postnya. Aku dah pernah postnya ke social media. Alhamdulillah nak social media pun dah aktif lah nya. But tapi mobilnya ni kecurian and mobilnya tu indah berlock with the password. This happen. So kadang-kadang information itu boleh tiakan macam banyak bank account numbernya, dia punya tu example-nya boleh tu kan, so bahayalah ha. Okay. So lepas ni try to lock your devices lah. Tani takutkan saja. Tapi ada one of akta kali di Brunei ni. Yes. Computer Misuse Act. Okay. Computer Misuse Act, kalau memakai mobile phone orang ni without you tanpa izin, walaupun kawan sendiri, tanpa izin, dia makai your mobile phone ni, boleh sabit kesalahan kalau yang melaporkan ke polis. Because ada akta di Brunei membagi tahu kalau memakai mobile phone tanpa izin, bukan mobile phone saja, komputer apa, tapi tanpa izin, boleh jadi satu kesalahan. And disalahgunakannya lagi tahap tu. So be careful lah ha. Okay. So mesti lock. Okay. Be on the lookout for social engineering threats. Okay. Social engineering tahu? Okay. Kadang-kadang social engineering ni, tadi dia pakai hackers punya programming apa. No. Masa ni, pakai telefon pun boleh. Rasanya kan mendapat information ataupun pakai telefon pun boleh. So masa ni type of social engineering we consider it phishing melalui email, phishing melalui call, video ataupun call. Okay. Kalau smishing we consider it as SMS. Okay. Soldier surfing artinya ada orang someone di belakang, actionnya berdiri belakang tani, tapi masa tu tani kan mencuba meng-key in password tani ataupun meng-key in apa yang bank account number apa, dia nampak, dia tahu, it's consider soldier shopping kalau dia ada niat lah jual tapi normally tak bahayanya lah. Okay, so this type of social engineering lah. Banyak lagi sebenarnya. Dumpster diving apa, macam apa tu, dumpster diving kalau di luar negeri membuang sampah information ataupun jadi kerajak, which is gajinya pun a bit offernya pun a bit high lah jual, if I'm not mistaken high. So phishing ni selalu happen di Brunei. Okay, soldier surfing ni selalunya jarang pulang kali tapi tani dia tahu. Okay, ada orang ada niat. Tapi phishing, smishing, to be honest yang report ke Brunei, ke Bruset banyak. Okay, yang macam terkena scam, terkena video, kena callnya mengaku dari Ministry of Health, tapi sebenarnya bukan itu. So consider juga. So be careful. Okay. Smishing pun banyak juga. Kadang-kadang through WhatsApp pun banyak juga. Okay. So be careful saja lepasan ni. Okay. Do not overshare on social media. As I mentioned tadi, ada social media tips lah ha. Make your profile private. Siapa di sini profilnya masih public? Okay kalau public, tapi I believe that macam kalau yang business account, they prefer to go for public. Business account should be okay lah ha. Macam kadang-kadang yang menjual makanan, dia gambar food share. Bukan je gambar yourself kan instead of makanan. You jual makanan tapi gambar yourself. No. I believe mostlynya business account, they take their own business lah. Macam baju kah, even apa tu lagi, baju, apa lagi, food, normally banyak food lah ha. So make sure lepasan ni, kalau yang personal, make sure your profile itu private. Why? Okay, bukan okay. Kenapa? Pasalnya when public, everyone can see it. So kalau private ada limited saja, only friends yang dapat melihat. Lepas itu, when you do your private account, private-nya kamu punya account, you guys punya account, make sure you know all your friends. Walaupun yang handsome di sana tu, you handsome, okay, kawan, this, add. No. So you have to make sure this is your real friend, tapi real friend and bukan strangers. So normally, kalau kadang-kadang, ia menyamar jadi kawan tani je tu juga. So this happen. So you have to private and filter your friend. Kalau anda kenal, rasanya walaupun yang handsome ke lawa ke cute kan, no. So you have to make sure your friend, okay? Kalau Indah, tani takutkan it could be a strangers juga. Do not share your personal detail. Sikit-sikit share. Ada sebaginya private sudah, tapi we never know. Kadang-kadang tani mempost, tani dah tahu ia boleh keluar ke ada social media tu yang related, which is bahaya juga. So private sudah filter. Lepas tu kalau ada personal information lepas ni, kalau boleh dapat delete information itu, just limit saja yang pemakaiannya, okay? Do not reuse password and change them regularly. Okay, kadang-kadang password ni benar, to be honest, banyak yang payah ingatkan password ni. Tapi, itu jangan dipakai balik-balik. Kadang-kadang, you know, kalau komputer ni, ya mencuba. Kalau hackers, dia mencuba ni yang menghack password ni. So, after few months, pakaikan tu, maksudnya macam, kalau Indah mengubah password lah, pakai kadang-kadang kita dapat tu password tu, and your password ABC123, now kena consider is bukan lagi weak password lah, it can be hacked less than second. So make sure your password tu very strong lah, mesti ada alphanumeric, ada numbers, ada capital letters, small letters, so ada character. Tapi we also recommend you using passphrase for your password job, and you have to make sure you change them regularly. At least 3 to 6 months should be okay. Okay, protect your document, folders, and file. Tips to protect your data, you have to password protect your document, mesti. Okay, normally kalau best practices is using we use encryption for our email normally. So password protect your document itu kadang-kadang I believe that sometimes Chana kan cakap apa? Okay, tani open lah. Kadang-kadang we receive something yang confidential, which is sebenarnya belum lagi tentu sahih juga, which is macam, you know, ada cap kerajaan apa, which is kadang-kadang itu to secure tu, kadang-kadang you have to password protect your document. Tani dah tahu dari mana boleh ya terlihat tu. Dia tani tahu di mana sumbernya. So be careful saja. So in order for you to know your document atau yang confidential, we recommend you to create a password arah document atau. You have to. Okay, so you control access to your file. Not everyone can see the file. Only certain people saja yang see. So kalau boleh encrypt your hard drive. Okay, once you encrypt your hard drives normally, artinya you saja yang dapat membuka, which is very very hard to, kalau kena curi lah, very hard to juga. Because of your password protected juga encryption lah. Lama lah kalau ia akan membuka dokumen itu, lama lah. Kalau password protected, still have chance, tapi lama juga. Ia ada password protected, which is ada layer lagi protection itu daripada langsung ada protection. Okay, so that's why kalau tekana yang macam mana ni, you have to regularly backup your file juga. Mesti backup juga. Kadang-kadang kenapa je backup? Because of tani dah tahu tani terinfect by the malware. Because of malware tu data leakage kan. So tani terinfect of the malware juga. So kadang-kadang malware tu, which is we call it a ransomware. Ransomware ia menggunakan, you know, ia melock your document. So kadang-kadang kan buka balik payah. Kadang-kadangnya minta ransom, minta bayaran normally in Bitcoin. So be careful lah saja kalau itu. That's why we recommend juga you have to make sure you backup your data ni. Kalau boleh tak everyday, kalau boleh tak yang confidential itu backup, tapi jangan online, offline. We prefer offline tempat hadis yang lain. Kalau online sama online kadang-kadang still encrypted to your data tu. Boleh can be juga, can be infected juga ataupun people will view it juga. Okay. Okay, look out for HTTPS when you browse. Okay, maksud look out, bukan lock out, look out. You have to make sure kalau using web browser tu, you have to make sure HTTPS. Yes, we understand phishing website masa ni pun steady pakai HTTPS terjual. Okay, so actually HTTPS ni means your information itu encrypted. Encrypted means ia kena double protect betul. Maksudnya macam instead of tadi nampak ABC 1, 2, 3, tadi nampak long words tu. So difficult for hackers to, you know, to apa tu, to gain your information lah pasal encrypted lah. Okay, so tapi make sure lepasan ni bukan saja HTTPS, tapi you have to check all the URL that you have. Maksudnya macam HTTPS www.csb.gov.bn instead of CSB kan, you have to check to CSB tu. Kadang-kadang untuk mengaburi mata tani CSB jadi CSD tu. So tani nak nampak bah, awalnya CSB ni we klik saja, tapi at the same time bukan arah tu. You have to make sure you HTTPS je mesti ada padlock apa, and you have to check tu full URL. Okay, so that kalau you check, I can guarantee satu, I can even in your mobile phone, I can guarantee kamu tidak terkena phishing. Kalau mencek satu-satu bukan HTTPS saja, no. Semua line ada. Example, okay, CSB jadi CSD hackers punya site. So tani nak tahu. Kalau bank, BIBD, instead of BIBD jadi BIDB. Bahaya kan? So some things yang mengaburi mata tani hackers boleh tu. So you have to check line by words kali tu. You have to check satu-satu. Okay? Be careful. Okay. Next one, update your software, apps and operating system. So importance of software updates. So you have to update with the latest features. Protection from the latest security threats. Okay, you have to pasalnya ia boleh fix bugs juga and protect your data. Okay, bukan saja I believe that bukan saja mobile laptop ataupun your desktop, tapi even for me you have to jua kita install, you have to update your mobile devices juga. Semualah yang apa yang dapat update frequently, mesti with the latest features satulah. So next one. Okay, you have to install antivirus software. Okay, apa benefitsnya installing antivirus software ni? Ia boleh scan your devices for malware. Okay, so ada yang di sini mobile devicesnya ada sudah antivirus, bagus tu, siapa ada, which is good. Okay, we recommend before, dulu belum lagi kita ni pakai mobile lah. Maksudku we use mobile tapi now kan masa ni mobile di tangan-tangan. Even pun kadang-kadang kerja pun pakai mobile, no, telefon apa. So you have to make sure yang your devices ni well protected. Bukan saja laptop, tapi ni your mobile phone mesti ada juga install antivirus. Okay. So apart from tujuannya, katanya ia boleh protect from the latest security threats. Okay. And ia boleh alert you to any cyber security related problem. Okay. Kan kadang-kadang kami kena tanya macam which antivirus yang bagus which one yang better antivirusnya. Okay. We can recommend macam mesti yang well known, okay, and reputable. Jangan yang dah pernah didengar, lain bunyinya, and nada ratingnya pun macam nada, so jangan dipakai, okay. Kalau boleh jangan dipakai. So yang trusted, yang well known, okay. So you must be downloadable from a legitimate website or app store, okay. Mesti yang tempat trusted juga. So you have to check the well-known and reputable and has high rating and good review about the antivirus software tu. And boleh update frequently. So for us, semua antivirus ini sama. Pakai A ke pakai B ke pakai C sama saja. Tapi ia mesti yang well-known and reputable yang tani tahulah and high rating. Tapi kalau bezanya, kalau you don't download it ataupun update it frequently, macam jangan tak update. there is no use to, walaupun pakai yang antivirus yang paling mahal ka, tapi dah update, no use juga. We believe that viruses for mobile phone, even laptop apa ni, dia kena create every day. So kalau tani ma-update, kadang-kadang diorang ma-update variantnya tu, so that we can detect. Ya, kalau tani nak mendetect, kalau tani indah ma-update variant yang baru tu, indah terdetect dalam mobile base kita. So that's why kadang-kadang ni apa tujuan antivirusnya? Tapi when we ask, kita pernah update kita punya antivirus? No, sekali saja aku install, lepas tu macam entahnya macam tu kan. But you have to make sure yang you have to update it frequently lah, so that ia indah variant yang baru tu, macam signature yang baru tu, tak-update ke mobile base kita macam kiranya variant example 1.5 example lah. So di mobile kita yang baru 1.5, tapi tadi belum update. Tapi once we update, ada termasuk 1.5 terdetect ya. Kalau indah update indah tu, so you have to make sure mesti update. So any antivirus sama saja. So that's why you have to update saja frequently. Okay. Any question? Boleh drop ke Q&A kami ya. Arah chat box ha. So we try to help ataupun answer later. Okay. Test yourself. Open source tool. Okay. This one. I really like this this website. So after this, ada yang kan cuba ni. If ada yang anyone can want to share your phone number, so I can try. Okay. Okay. When you go to haveibeenphone.com, so later lah, you can check this. Okay. When you enter your email ataupun your phone numbers, jangan dua-dua, macam kadang-kadang you can try email saja. Lepas tu phone numbers, cuba je dua-dua, email sama phone numbers. So kalau nya goodnya there is no artinya bagus tu kita tu. Okay, artinya you pemakaian tu dia berkurangan. Maksudnya macam indah too much to post to social media. Okay. So kadang-kadang yang macam example your social media-nya ada kena compromise, ada tu beritahunya password kah apakah. So lepas satu ada website example lah. Kalau sekiranya macam ada kena beritahu di mana ia kena compromise and you still remember the password, tukar ke password lepas satu. Okay. So that ia indah lagi macam at least sampai sana saja ia kena compromise. Kalau anda ingat, try to remember lah jua macam mana. Okay. Ada tu ya macam forget password kah, you have to change your password immediately lah. Okay. So this one is siok ni, really siok. Lepas ni boleh cuba. Okay. Sama jua when you receive, we use Aristotle jua. Okay. So when you receive macam mobile di mobile kah, macam you want to try any suspicious kah, phishing kah apa ni, kadang-kadang belum berreport je, belum lagi sampai. Tapi namanya macam kalau yang famous apa macam example tah, you terkena you ada receive email and kena bagi tahu exe file lah. Okay, you can share it ataupun scan it using Aristotle. Di sana yang bagi tahu yang malicious kah, ya boleh jadi phishing kah, ada kena bagi tahu tu di sana. Okay, so any macam you suspicious rasanya exe file tu, you have to you have to make sure yang is it content malware ataupun ya free. Okay. Okay, ada bagi tahu tu. Okay. So tadi FIBeenPhone ataupun you can go to Aristotle kalau document ataupun URL you want to share. Okay. So far so good. Okay. Okay, what to do if you've been hacked? Maksudnya bukan hack tapi macam you've been hacked je. Ataupun what to do aja, aku pernah share by information yang aku share ni macam my PII ni. What should I do Panic kan, macam takut kena pakai itu. No worries, just follow this step. You can change your password immediately. Okay. Kalau kiranya kena hack lah macam tadi kan IG. Okay, macam pernah share information. Okay. So you have to change your password immediately. Lepas itu, you have to inform your friends and family and your followers juga as well, so that they know kalau IG bis kita ke WhatsApp bis kita kena take over. So dia aware. Ada lagi macam kalau kena minta, bukan kawanku ni yang kena hack ni. So stop di sana, artinya your friend itu sudah inform you guys kan. So next one is you have to secure your main email address with a new password and two-factor authentication. Bukan saja, I believe that bukan saja email, tapi I believe WhatsApp pun masa ni ada require two-factor authentication, mesti di on lah. You have to itu. Lepas ni you have to go to your setting, what the two-factor authentication, at least at least ya secure lagi lah. Okay, you have to anilah lapasan ya. Okay, do not create new profile with your hack credential. Jangan lagi dibuat benda yang sama macam alamak, jangan. So kadang-kadang macam hackers pun dia buat lagi nya. Kadang-kadang ada tu yang awal-awal namanya, lepas tu Nomi Nomi. Lepas tu sudah kena hack, I'm doing the anniversary free create a new profile, tapi aku buat Nomi_official. Masih related. Masih je. So kalau boleh pakai nama yang lain, kalau boleh jangan pakai nama yang real one, yang something yang orang kenal lah. Boleh, tapi jangan pakai macam Nomi Hafiz Zakia. No. Try to limit saja pemakaian nanti lah. Okay, next one is you have to scan your devices for viruses and malware. So that's why mesti ada antivirus dalam laptop ataupun mobile phone bis kita. And for your laptop lah, kalau rasanya kena compromise sudah, you have to reinstall your OS and backup data. So before tu you backup dulu, baru reinstall your first your OS lah tu, mesti diinstall reinstall lah. Lepas tu baru scan with the antivirus je. Boleh scan dulu, lepas tu boleh jadi reinstall your operating system kalau rasanya masih ada dalam tu, you have to reinstall. Okay, so far so good. Alhamdulillah faham. So jangan takut, kalau you have question, you can go to our chat box, Q&A. So you can drop question di sana. We try to help ataupun answer it later lah. Okay. Okay. So helping kami ada website Okay. secureverifyconnect.info. Okay. Secureverifyconnect.info ni is an initiative by Bruset M at increasing the awareness of internet safety and information security among the Bruneian public. So that di sana kami share cyber threats, risk, privacy, online safety, and many more lah. So you can visit us at www.secureverifyconnect.info. So di sana we share banyak tu macam information lah. So kalau macam kan report incident apa, you can just ada report incident kan, you can just report saja di sana. Ataupun you boleh call us juga, okay, anytime 245-8001. So next one is okay. For SVC Secure Verify Connect ni, we have SVC Digital Treasure Hunt started from 20th May until 20th June. So you still have time. Lepas ni boleh main treasure hunt. Kalau rasa macam siok kan tu, main-main saja. And I believe that you learn something today kan. So you can apply it. So macam cari-cari ke apa. Myself pun pernah belum join. Okay. So tapi I heard siok je ni the treasure hunt. So you try, pasalnya ada prizes juga. For the first prizes, you can get BND 300 and ada first, second and third winner lah. So just cuba, barangkali ada rezeki kita kan, why not? Okay. So what can you report to Bruset? Okay, infected computer. So infected computer ni infected by the malware, ransomware, virus, atau consider boleh laporkan arah kami malicious website. Kadang-kadang malicious website ni ia boleh membawa ke ia malicious kan. Kadang-kadang ia sudah boleh menggain tani punya confidential information which is bahaya juga. So next one is hack email account, macam email bis kita ke, bukan saja email bis kita ataupun di organisation kita ke, tempat kerja kita pun boleh jual, walaupun your personal email pun boleh laporkan arah kami. We can just give advice macam mana, dan jangan takut jual. At least we sharing and we know berapa banyak di Brunei ni. At least we know kan macam berapa orang ter-impacted kah, tekanan ni kah, apakah. So we really need the statistic actually. So if you get phishing jua, you can report jua macam itu, so that we can just investigate. Kadang-kadang macam kalau phishing, macam we know you dari mana, so we can kalau macam membabitkan local, we can just kalau from the public. Kadang-kadang with the help of public macam membagi tahu, aku dah kena phishing with apa tu current threat apa, macam COVID di Brunei contoh example, tapi phishing. Sometimes we can issue advisory tu, so that bukan saja ke kami punya POC, point of contact, tapi we share to the public juga apa yang patut Taninda buat, jangan klik, okay. So business email compromise juga, if you receive business email compromise, lalunya yang menyamar menjadi high level, okay, yang minta urgent transfer, which is suspicious, so you can just report to us, bagi tahu. And the social media ni, to be honest, banyak yang mereport, alhamdulillah, banyak yang mereport ataupun share to Brussels team yang diorang ni terkena macam sextortion you know, which kadang-kadang sextortion ni last year we quite terkejut banyak, the numbers is increasing, and we juga Brussels initiative is to make a video. So ada videonya pasal sextortion ni. So blackmailing apa, dia juga sampai minta duit. Okay, this happen di social media. Recently, we receive pasal loan katanya. Aku tertekannya pasal loan natunya. And ia bagi tahunya kalau loan 5,000 ada deposit macam tu. Then after you deposit, ya heran dia minta lagi. Sudah after you minta lagi. So kami macam confused lah siapa yang kan loan siapa ni. So di sana after investigation ni macam masih lama macam keep on minta duit pulang depositannya, tapi dia offer loan. So di sana jenya they want us to yang dia report katanya they want me to share kami punya IC apa, which is scary lah. And ia pun men-share IC orang lainnya, dan kami what Brussels do, kami suggest dia ke balai polis, and the police said that maybe yang IC ni pun kena kena pakai jua. So be careful lah. So belum lagi the police masih buat further investigation on that lah, which is normally kami ask to report to the police pulang. Okay, cyberbullying. Okay, normally masa ni bully bukan saja anak damit. I believe cyberbullying masa ni bukan saja untuk anak damit, tapi kadang-kadang orang besar pun, teenagers, orang tua-tua pun pernah kena cyberbully. We never know kan. So kita be careful saja. Macam stukin mobile bau, tapi melalui mobile phone consider cyberbully juga. Okay, website defacement pun boleh laporkan arah kami. So denial of service juga, you can reach us juga. You can call us juga lah. Jangan takut je. InsyaAllah we try our best to help you guys, to give advice macam mana. Okay. So for any cyber security incident, this one you can email us to reporting@brussels.org.bn. Okay, ataupun you can call us anytime you want, 245-8001, atau you can reach us through WhatsApp. Okay, via WhatsApp 717-0766. Okay, insyaAllah our team will help to to solve your problem ke ataupun bagi advice. Normally we give advice. Okay, tapi kalau printer tu rusak ataupun bukan kami luar bidang kerja kami, so we cannot help on that. Normally kami we only entertain the cyber security incident saja.